I'm back. So then on the Monday I went along to our hospital and obviously had the operation. Let's call it an operation, surgery operation. I don't actually know what it's called, but I went along on the Monday and I had it done. I remember coming round from surgery. Let's call it surgery. I don't actually know what the terminology is. Feeling really rough. I was in an awful lot of pain in my tummy, an awful lot of pain. I obviously alerted the nurse and she said, you shouldn't be. And I remember saying to her, well, I am in pain, my tummy is very sore. Then I said to her, it might be because I need the toilet, can I go to the toilet? And she said, oh, you need to wait until you've come to a little bit more and then I'll take you. I want you to drink and eat and then I'll take you. So I did, I ate and drank what I was supposed to. They'd got me a sandwich, it was a tuna sandwich, and I was drank the water I was supposed to. Then she helped me go to the toilet. Now when I was on the toilet, I remember passing a blood clot. And I left the toilet. Obviously the nurse was stood outside because they escort you to the toilet. So she came with me, she was stood outside the door. And I told her what had just happened, and again she said, that won't happen, everything's been taken. And I was like, okay, clearly I'm going crazy because I've got pain that she's telling me I shouldn't have and I'm passing stuff that I shouldn't be. So anyway, I went back and she asked how I was and I said good, and to be completely honest with you, I actually just wanted to go home. I didn't want to be there anymore. It was the end of what I'd been through and I just wanted to go home. I actually wanted to come home to the girls and just be normal, whatever normal is when you've lost a baby, but I wanted to be normal. So we came home. So she said I could leave. So we came home. We actually went out for lunch because obviously you're not allowed to eat and the sandwich didn't fill me up. So we went out for lunch, just the two of us. Then we went to pick the girls up and I came home. Actually, before we went to pick the girls up, obviously the girls did not know I was pregnant because, well, I just couldn't imagine explaining to them now what had happened. So before we went to pick the girls up, I came home and put some makeup on because Olivia is so observant at her age, so observant. She always asks me why I haven't got makeup on and if I've been crying, and she can obviously sense when I'm sad, so I was very keen to come home and put some makeup on. So we came home and as I walked through the front door, I passed another clot, the ones that I shouldn't be passing. And I remember thinking, this is just crazy, what is going on? So I took a picture because I wanted to be able to, if I ended up needing assistance, show them so that they didn't think I was making it up. So I took a picture. Anyway, that was all I had for that day. Then on the Wednesday, so this was on the Monday, then on the Wednesday, I didn't feel great. I had an awful lot of tummy pain going on. I was in an awful lot of pain. I wasn't overly great. And obviously I wasn't working. I forgot to say, from the day that I had the miscarriage, the hospital signed me off work. There and then. They're really good like that. She asked me if I wanted one and I said no, I'd be fine, and she said I will write you one anyway, and if you don't want to use it, that's fine, and if you do, do. So anyway, we thought it was best that I do use it and take some time off. So obviously I wasn't at work, so I rang the doctors on the Wednesday and I was like, hi, I've had an ERPC done following a miscarriage and I'm in a lot of pain. So the doctor asked, the nurse, I think it was the nurse over the phone, triage nurse, asked my symptoms, then said it's probably best we look at you, given what you've been through. So I went in, they ran some tests and basically said, I'll be fine. So I was like, okay. So I left there and then came home and was in agony. Then on the Friday, excuse me, I was in even more pain. Like, when they ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, I was a 10. I was bordering on labour, and labour hurts. So I went back in, they ran some tests and diagnosed that I had an infection. I had a womb infection. They didn't, you know, they just, after the doctor had spoken to the hospital about what had happened and given the hospital my symptoms, they told her to give me antibiotics. So I was given antibiotics for 10 days, I think it was. 7 days or 10 days, I can't remember. So anyway, I left and started taking them, and towards the end of the course of antibiotics, I still wasn't feeling great. So I thought, So I rang the doctors again, and they said, finish taking the course, and if you're no better, come back. So I finished the course, and actually I did feel a lot better. I had a niggling pain, but I just assumed that where they'd done what they'd done, it had aggravated my cesarean section scar. That is just what I thought. It aggravated my cesarean section scar. There was nothing else wrong with me. They just messed me up a bit. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks, anyone who follows me on Instagram may remember back in February, it was a long time ago now, and obviously I don't know when this video is going to go up, but back in February, I wasn't very well and I wasn't doing great. In February, March, I wasn't doing great posting on Instagram and doing my stories because I was poorly. And back then, I'm not ashamed of what's happened, but I feel like it's quite personal. A miscarriage is very personal, and you need to grieve and you need to deal with it before you can discuss it. And actually, you know, we're however many months down the line now and I'm still upset about it. I know I would be, but I mean, obviously it still makes me very emotional. So 2 weeks after, I was diagnosed with another infection, stroke, the same infection, it hadn't cleared up, so I was given more antibiotics. So in the course of like 4 weeks, I'd had 3 lots of antibiotics, because the second course I got, I had 2 lots of different antibiotics for 10 days. So then, a month after my second course of antibiotics, I had the pain again. So I rang up doctors, explained the situation, said I had a missed miscarriage and I've got pain again. So they called me in and they ran some tests, and then the doctor finally said, I think we should get you rescanned. Have you been rescanned? And I said no, and he said, right, well, I think we probably should get you rescanned. He obviously did an internal check and said everything seemed okay, but for reassurance they'd get me scanned. So I think it was like a couple of days later I went for a scan and they said everything was fine, which baffled me because I almost wanted them to find something. Obviously the doctor's initial reaction was that they hadn't done the ERPC properly and I'd have to have another one, which kind of was the scenario I wanted, because I'd know what was wrong with me and it could be dealt with, and then I'd get better, then I could start trying again. But after she finished scanning me, she told me there was nothing wrong. She couldn't say anything, there was nothing wrong. So obviously in a worried mind, I was like, right. So I rang the doctor the next day, said, I've had my scan, can I make an appointment to see somebody, because she didn't find anything, which is great. Then I went in to see my doctor and he said, we did find something, she shouldn't have said that to you. I have got a cyst on my left ovary that's obviously causing me a bit of jip, but not enough that they'll do anything about it. And he obviously told me which painkillers to take if I have it again, and I felt reassured that there was something wrong, like, because for all of that time, I mean it must have been about 5-6 weeks, you just keep thinking, what if the baby's still in there? What if they didn't take the baby out? What if the baby is growing but can't grow? What if the baby hadn't died? I mean, all of this stuff goes through your mind, and I googled, which I know you shouldn't do, but I wanted to know what was wrong. And equally at the same time while all this was going on, I also knew that I couldn't try again for another baby. It's not going to happen. Anyway, I'm pleased to say that since the last situation of him telling me what was wrong, it's almost like psychologically, because I know there's something wrong. I'm either not feeling the pain or I'm not getting the pain anymore. But touch wood, I seem to be back to normal. I seem to be fine. And obviously we are now in July. and I'm still not pregnant yet. So next month will mark a year of trying, and obviously I've fallen pregnant once and had a miscarriage. I think the biggest question for me personally from a miscarriage is why? The one question nobody can answer for you, but the one question that you need answered. Why? Why did my baby not make it? What was wrong? Will it happen again? Will I get pregnant again? Will I have a rainbow baby? There's just so many unanswered questions, and I think that is what emotionally makes it harder for me to deal with. I don't think I'll ever get over it. I don't think I'll ever fully process it. I don't know if I'll ever fully move on from it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the only person in the world to ever have one. I know that. I know I'm very lucky that I've had 2 very healthy babies. Well, Poppy wasn't a healthy baby. She is now, but she wasn't. It's a whole nother vlog. But the other thing that I've realised since the miscarriage, I'm sorry this is a super long vlog, is 2 things. Number 1, miscarriages are more common than you think. Almost everyone I've spoken to has had a miscarriage. And I see stuff online all the time about stigma and not speaking about it, and actually I'm with all those women. Why don't we speak about it? You know, when people say, have you got 2 kids? Why don't we say, well, yeah, I've got 2 and I've had a miscarriage? We just don't. We just, as human beings, we just don't feel it's right to tell people. And number 2, the stuff people say to you to make you feel better. It'll happen when the time's right. At least you've already got kids. At least you can have children. At least it will happen at some point. How do they know that? You don't know that. And yes, I am very grateful that I've already got 2 kids. And yes, it may happen when the time's right, but for me the time is now. I want a baby now, and actually I wanted that baby. I wanted the baby that I lost. You know, that was for me. I wanted that baby. There's lots of other stuff that people have said to me and I've forgotten and I haven't written them down, and I really just wanted to start recording this vlog, this situation. I really wanted to record on my miscarriage journey, because if there was anybody else out there who feels lonely, speak to me. I felt lonely when I lost my baby. There wasn't really anyone I could talk to, and when I did tell people that I'd lost a baby, they all just said, it'll happen when it happens. You can have another one. It'll happen when it happens. You know, even the people who have been there would follow up with, oh, well, I had one and then I went on and had such and such. But no one actually speaks about how they feel, how they felt at that moment in time when you lost your baby. You know, how you processed it. Are you over it? Are you still grieving? Do you, you know, have you forgotten about them? You know, and everywhere I look at the moment I see pregnant people and I just keep thinking, you know, I should be 4 weeks away from giving birth. I should be moaning about being pregnant in the heat. I should be moaning about being grumpy. I should also be happy that I've got a healthy baby growing. But I don't. I don't have anything. Right, I'm going to end this video here because this segment's 15 minutes and I'm very aware it's a super long video. I'm going to edit it and see if I can cut some bits out. But please, if anyone else has been in this situation, I keep calling it a situation, I'm sorry. If anyone else has suffered a loss or wants to reach out to somebody or wants somebody to talk to, I'm here, just let me know. and I hope that this can help somebody. You know, if you leave following the loss of a child and you don't feel right, please follow your gut instinct. Keep going back to the doctors like I did. Keep putting pressure on them to find out what's wrong. Don't just roll over. And I will see you all soon. Bye.